you believe in life after love? I can.
Is that what that song says?
Yeah, by Tim McGraw.
Yeah. That's who I thought sang it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that song. It's by Cher.
Yeah. I always thought it said love after love.
Do you believe in life after love?
I thought it was love after love.
Then it goes, I can feel something inside me say.
I knew that part, but the part afterwards is the one that I was thinking because I thought it was love after love. Like you get a divorce, or broke up, can you love somebody else after? That's what I thought it said. I don't know.
That's a good question.
I know people that have been married 7 times.
Do you think it's them at that point?
I would say it's highly suspicious if every significant other died.
Hey, I know this woman. She's been married like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 or 4 of her husbands have died. She was dating my dad at one point.
Well, Tommy ain't kicked a bucket, has he?
We about didn't get him back. Yeah, I love that song by Cher, though. That is a banger.
Can't say I do. Not a fan.
Dude, some of my favorite songs ever are not very manly songs.
What are they?
Probably my all-time favorite song is "Big Girls Don't Cry" by Fergie.
For real?
I'm not even lying.
I hate that song.
That song goes, what?
I hate that song.
That song goes hard. Really gets me all of my emotions.
Goes hard in a Victoria's Secret on Black Friday, probably, but not.
What's your number one favorite song ever?
Ever? I don't know. I like such a different.
Yeah, I have such like a variety. I listen to like a variety of music. Like everything from Fergie to AC/DC.
Yeah, because my thing is like, I can never listen to the same genre of music.
Yeah.
Over and over. Like, I have to switch it up. Because
Yeah.
I feel like once you listen to one genre for like 2-3 hours, you listen to the majority of all the songs. The rest of them are kind of the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I have to switch it up, like from country to rock to pop, then the mime music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And they're over there. You have to watch the videos so that you can see what they're really talking about.
I listen. I listen to some music in other languages.
My kids listen to YouTube videos in different languages.
Yeah, they don't know.
I was like, they're going to be bilingual.
That's the best way to learn another language. Or not.
I feel like that's a good way to confuse a kid.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like.
I wonder what's going through their head when they're sitting there watching a video and they're saying, ching chong, ching chong, ching. Sound like lightsabers or something.
Probably the same thing that happens, all the time. Nothing.
Nothing.
You know, that's probably what they're thinking. They're just going from one thing to another.
Man, I wonder what I would like to.
Isn't it weird that you can't remember what you thought as a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what made me think of that, because it's like you're sitting there watching stuff happen in real time, but it's like nothing registers.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And it's up until like a certain point, then you can remember. To an extent. Like, you could at least remember 1 or 2 events.
And it's just at random. Like, it's the most random things. Like, you'll remember where you laid a crayon when you were 7.
Yeah.
At the age of 29.
Yeah, unless you get hit by a car, I feel like
No.
you'll remember
Well,
that.
hey, no. Now there's some people.
Or you won't remember it.
Yeah. Well, okay. I was gonna go the opposite of that. There's some people that have things like that, like they'll hit their head or something really hard, and they'll like come out of a coma, and they'll like no, they won't be able to speak in the native language like English or something.
Oh yeah,
They speak in Spanish or French or
yeah. I've heard something about that where like I watched a video about it or read something about it one
Mhm.
time. Man, imagine like having some kind of traumatic accident and then not remembering your family or anybody and living in a house full of strangers.
be wild.
It's like you get a second chance at life.
Seriously, I mean, it would be bad if you just left the life
Yeah.
that you had.
You got like, 5 kids and a wife and you've been married for 17 years. Next thing you know, you're single, clubbing it up and laying
Like you
waste.
never married. Like you'd have to make like your spouse would have to kind of like make you fall in love all over again with them.
Oh yeah, it's like Dear John.
Yeah,
That's a good movie. Yeah, can you imagine how hard it would be? I
that's
would
what I
have
was
gave
just.
up the first day.
That's what I was about to say. It's like, golly, man.
Like you
Thank-
were not worth it.
You were not the same person that you met 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude.
Either way, on your side or their side, like you're both totally different.
Oh, that would be hard. That would be tough. I could not do it.
It would be a challenge, that's for sure. I don't know.
I guess it depends on how many years you've got invested. If it's like 3 years,
It wouldn't matter. You didn't remember.
no, I'm like, if you're the one that's trying to, win your spouse back.
I'd say a lot of them were probably on the verge of like just something small happening. Like if it gives me one glimpse opportunity, I'm out. Start.
Holy Oh my gosh. Dude, what the heck?
I don't even have an answer for that. It literally just said, "Oh snap!"
How long did we. Oh, crap. How
And
long
lost
did we
it.
have going?
Maybe like 8 minutes.
Gosh, that was some good stuff, though.
I know.
Talking about beating your wife and beating your kids and.
Really good content.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully it uploaded. Doubt it did, so we probably won't get that back. So we'll just start fresh.
Oh
I mean, it literally
gosh.
threw everything. That sucks. I guess you guys won't get that.
Yeah. You gotta subscribe. You have to subscribe to get that content.
Yeah, that might have just been a sign from the Lord.
Yeah.
You
Like,
boys better tone it
We
down.
don't need to be talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I hope it did.
we were talking about before the camera cut off and everything paused and cut it completely for it made us restart. We were talking about being in public and seeing someone that's like abusing, or not abusing, but like being real disrespectful and
Yeah,
like
like talking.
aggressive with their kids or their significant other or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and you see it a lot. Well, I mean, you see it a lot, really. I mean, well, not like every day, but like you see it more often than you would think. Like people like cussing at their kids or just talking to them in like a, I don't know, just a demeaning way.
Yeah.
And like you could tell, like at home, they do not have the best living situation.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, when you get, it's a difference from like fussing at your child for doing something wrong and just like talking to him day to day.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell.
Oh yeah. Well, and that kid, like, I don't know. They're gonna remember that. But I feel like that's how these things start. Like the kid's gonna remember that his whole life, and think that's how you're supposed to, how everybody talks to their kids or their
Yeah.
spouse, and so whenever they get older, that's the exact same thing they do, and it's just like a generational
Yeah. Till somebody decides to break
Yeah, or kill them or something.
them. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I mean, it's kind of like that. You mentioned that. Have you watched that documentary about the Menendez brothers in California?
Oh, I seen something about that.
Their dad was when they were, I can't remember how many years. Their dad was raping him, the younger brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And him and his older brother killed him and his mom because his mom knew it was going on,
Oh, she was allowing it to happen.
and they got jail time. They're still in jail. I think
like-
they're. I can't remember if they got like
It's like 30 years.
pardoned. Yeah, it was like 30 years. If they got like pardoned out because like a bunch of evidence came up that was showing that was like they were telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, where's it? California. I feel like the old governor, whoever it was of California, was gonna pardon him, or said he was going to, and then this new governor was elected, and then he's kind of a little bit slower to do it. I think.
Is that right?
I have no
Or are you
idea.
thinking about like the
I have no.
head of like the justice thing out there? Because Gavin Newsom's been the governor of California for a long time. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of out there.
Yeah, maybe
And then
like
I don't remember who else was, but I just remember Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, it's probably not the governor. Maybe like the Department of Justice or the head of somebody. The head of somewhere was gonna pardon them, and then they didn't get reelected, and then the new person who came in, the Attorney General, maybe.
Maybe that might be.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
sounds
remember.
right.
I don't remember if they got out or not, but I was
think they're
thinking they
still
were.
in.
Are they?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause
I
I was
thought
watching
they
a
were-
YouTube video about it the other day because I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
I thought they were like UFC fighters or something.
No, it's a
Thinking-
wild story,
I'm thinking of Chad Mendez.
and it's sad that that's the reality of it. Like you protect yourself against the people you should trust the most.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally.
The two people who should be protecting you, like who you look to for protection, are the very ones causing you the most harm.
It's sickening.
Dude, it is. When you think about like how many kids or people out there that's a reality for.
Just in where we're at, not
Yeah.
even talking about the nation or worldwide.
Yeah,
Sad, dude.
yeah. That's right. I remember seeing something about that. Yeah, I had to look it up. I had no idea who they even were.
Yeah, they're. It's a wild story.
Oh, dude, you see? It's completely not in line with what we were talking about. Did you see Jon Jones?
And Stipe Miocic. How do you say his last name? My cock in my hand. What is it? What is it?
Stipe. I think it's Miocic.
There we go. I knew
Yeah.
it was something like that. I don't know how to pronounce those names.
Dude, that kick, man. It had to have broken
Oh,
several
you
ribs.
watch it in slow motion. Holy crap.
It broke two of my ribs just watching it.
What about you talking about that? Jon Jones is a bad man. But
Heck yeah.
I'll tell you what, he wouldn't want to find me in a dark alley. But the
Jake Paul?
well, yeah, that's what I was on.
Oh, my
Did we talk about that? No, we
no.
haven't. What about that? Do
Dude.
you think that after watching Tyson sparring and then watch him go into that fight, do you not think that he held back a little bit? I think there was some money under the table for him.
Yeah, I mean, he got $20 million out of it. I do think he probably held back, but, and it looked like his legs, and the commentators were talking about it too, but his legs just, like, they looked fatigued, like he was slow. But see, like you've seen glimpses of that Tyson come out whenever he'd start to
Yeah.
weaving, but it's like he would,
He'd back off.
yeah.
Every time. And dude, he would come in and he would hit him with a left uppercut, and you watch those old clips and he would go under, come up with a left, and then come right back in with a right. He hit that left and he backed off that right. He always
Yeah.
went in, but then he'd back out.
Dude, I got so excited at the beginning, like right out of the gate. Like Tyson looked like he was actually gonna.
Yeah. But as it went on through that first round, I was like,
God.
something just didn't seem right to me. And I
Yeah.
mean, I might be wrong. I've never been in that situation in a boxing ring, and I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to do that at 58 going against a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a huge energy difference, but and stamina really. I mean, he couldn't hold out as long. He
But heck, they were
exhausted.
only 2-minute
I
rounds
know,
too.
and that's what I kind of thought. I kind of thought Tyson would come out the first round and he would go all in.
Yeah.
Like I thought, he was like, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round, and I honestly think he still probably had the power that if he landed 2 or 3 good punches,
Yeah.
he probably could have put him down.
I think. Yeah. I seriously think. I mean, because you like once you do something like that, like I'm not a boxer, nor do
Yeah,
I know anything about boxing,
I
but I
mean,
know muscle memory, and I know that, like once you have those skills, like that's not really something that ever goes away to an extent. Like you've always still got that in there.
it's just the reflex is gonna slow down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and you said stamina. That's a big part of it.
yeah, being able to hold out. But I mean, he held out for 8 rounds.
Yeah,
You
I don't
know,
think Jake Paul's ever been hit like fully hit hard.
he got rocked by that. Uh, what was
Well,
his name?
Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury. He
Yeah,
got
that's
rocked by
right.
him a couple times.
We look the one actual boxer he fought, Tommy Fury, and lost.
Yeah.
Well, actual,
Like, yeah, the other guys
current
were, yeah,
boxer.
and I mean, the other guys were older MMA guys.
Yeah.
So, I feel like if you'd have put them in an MMA setting, I think they would have done way better than that they did, But
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
that's just, you put somebody in their field going against somebody that's halfway in their field that kind of understands the fight game, but doesn't understand, has never done it over and
Yeah.
over, it's boxing seems to be more of stamina with a little bit of power at most time, but then full power at periods of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where MMA is like, if you need to kind of rest, like you can kind of work your way around, or if you can, I mean, if you go to the ground, that's not giving you a break. Like if you
Yeah.
get put to the ground, they're coming to you on the ground.
Heck yeah.
Like they're
If
gonna,
anything, I feel like it's more exhausting on the ground.
yeah.
Like
You can
rolling
get
around
wore
with
down.
people.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You have somebody trying to hold you down, trying to put you in a lock or something.
Yeah.
That's gonna wear you down more than trying to stand up and fight, because you're trying to constantly exert all your energy trying to get them off or trying to counter
Yeah.
what move they're doing.
Meanwhile, they're freaking punching you square in the nose.
And they're like
elbow.
literally like just putting so much pressure on your body on the mat that you can't move. And
Yeah.
like I know Khabib, watching Khabib was like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, it was like he when he got on top of you, it's like he was
Yeah.
gluing you to the mat when you watched him fight. That dude was wild to watch.
Yeah, he would like wear, and even like when you're trying to get up, like yeah, you've got the like they're on top of you, like or if you're at least like on your knees or something, they're on your back trying to hold you down. But you like trying to get up from that like takes so much energy trying to lift yourself, but also trying to lift them too.
Yeah.
But like that's the way Khabib would do it. Like he would drag you down and he would just wear you down on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'll tell you who I'd like to see box Jake Paul.
Who?
I think Conor McGregor.
I don't think Connor's ever going to do anything like that.
I think he would.
He just got charged with rape.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
He was found guilty in Dublin. Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
I figured you'd seen those clips. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. They charged him with, yeah. I'm pretty sure he got found guilty.
I bet he ain't doing that funny little walk.
Oh, I'd say not. I'd say not. It was, yeah. That's the first I'd heard of it. So, I'd say those allegations have been going around for quite a while. You know how that stuff is. Like, you
Yeah.
hear about it in the news, and then, like, it seems to take months for
Yeah.
anything to like, come from it,
Yeah.
And I guess because they got to make sure they got all their T's crossed and their I's dotted when they're trying to push something like that against somebody. Cause,
I don't know. I feel like if you were to charge somebody with, like, if you were to accuse somebody of rape, like, you probably have like a substantial amount of evidence to.
Well, you would
You
think, but
think
then you
so, at
have all
least.
these people that do it, and it's false accusation,
Yeah.
and they go through with it, and then they'll eventually come out and be like, that actually wasn't true, and then it's never those people are never like reprimanded for that. It feels
Yeah.
like if they
I
are,
mean,
they get like a slight.
it's not like.
It's nothing like what the person that they accused of doing
Yeah.
it got.
Because, like, once you're accused of, like, even if you didn't even do it, but if you get accused of, like, rape or sexual assault, something like that, like, if you even just get accused of it, well, there goes your name.
That's
It's
what your whole
smeared through the
reputation.
mud. And anytime somebody sees you around kids or something, that's always going to pop up in the back of their mind.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, dude, that's a unfortunate situation if you.
I found on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I think it's wrong in all cases.
it is, yeah. But I mean, throwing that on somebody and then actually, wrongly accused of it is like just worse. I
Yeah.
feel like because once you do it, like once that person is found guilty, and if it actually happened, then I feel like it's a different story. But then you do that, and then you've had, dude, that the hatred in that person's heart that you did that against.
Yeah.
They will never forgive you because just
never.
like you said, it's ruined their whole life.
Yeah.
Everybody that they go up against is like
that's always going to be in the back of their mind.
Not like go up against, but like meet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thought that's going to come to them when they meet you.
Oh yeah, my name's Jim. Years ago I was accused of, this. I didn't actually do it. Well, you might as well have did it.
Yeah,
In some
at that
people's
point,
eyes.
yeah, in a lot of people's eyes, it's just, and I mean, you got in. I feel like it's right to have that thought because if you didn't, I don't feel like you would be protecting yourself and the ones around you around them. You're going to be a little more cautious and kind of keep an eye on,
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's
just a bad situation all the way around.
That would make Christmas a little more awkward.
Oh, dude, that would be. Yeah, heck yeah. If it was one of your family members and then they came in.
Hey, you wouldn't want to leave your kids in the same room with them, or wouldn't you want to be there around them?
Yeah.
Dude, Christmas this year, excuse me, for us there's some family drama and stuff going on, and Christmas be a little different. What's the do you guys do any like do you have like a big Christmas tradition? Like I know your mom makes candy and stuff.
Yeah.
And I freaking love all of it.
It's good.
Yeah, it's so freaking good.
It's good.
I'm gonna stop by there on my way home.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hanging around the house a lot here lately. She got some new appliances came today, and I went up there and hooked up a new stove for her.
You said that.
She's got some other stuff I gotta hook up tomorrow. But she's trying to get everything ready for Thanksgiving and everything. And Dad had that hip replacement and everything. And,
oh yeah, how's he doing now?
He's good. It's just today he was in a lot of pain. They told him over the weekend he'd be in a lot he
Is it better though compared to the pain that he was in every day?
Yeah.
Or has he seen any relief?
Well, yet? he hasn't really been able to walk. His whole leg is numb. What? Yeah. And everybody he's talked to, their whole legs are numb.
Is that a normal thing?
Yeah. Like everybody that's got it, their whole leg after that is numb. And after really talking to the doctor, I never knew like what it was. Like, you just hear it and you're like, okay, yeah. But they go in, they put like a big gash. Like, I can't remember how long it is. I think it's about like that long, maybe 6-8 inches long. And they literally like disconnect your hip and basically like pull it off and like lay your leg off to the side. Like lay it off like they disconnect it and kind of move it out of the way. And then they go in there and they put I think it's rubber or ceramic. I can't remember what it's made out of. But then they put it in there and put the cup on the old hip bone that goes into that rotator.
Yeah.
And they put it all back in place and pop you up, it back in space. And like the big thing is they're like I never thought of this. He was like, make sure that when he moves, you have to use a walker. He said because if you happen to fall and you twist the wrong way, what you're going to do is you're going to twist and that hip's going to pop right out of socket. Bam, there you go. You got to
Oh,
go in and have it all
dude,
redone.
I think it's crazy that they have people walking in that same day they have it.
Yeah,
Like,
he
like,
walked. Yeah, he walked twice.
oh,
Yeah, he walked twice that afternoon.
dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was in immense pain right after because the spinal blocker, like
Yeah, like a
epidural,
nerve block.
it wore off immediately after the surgery,
Oh gosh.
and he was in horrible pain. And they gave him some more pain meds, and he calmed down about an hour and a half afterwards, and he was pretty good after that. He was just kind of out of it. He was talking, but he was just like he didn't really say much. He was just laying there, and then he kind of got more alert. And then they got him up, walked him to physical therapy,
Yeah.
and then sent him home. We got home about 9 o'clock that night,
Shoot.
and got him in the house, got him sat down, and that's where he stayed. He has to walk every hour.
Every hour?
Every hour.
Throughout the night too?
No, just during
Oh.
the day when he's up. Yeah.
Gosh.
He has to walk every hour. They're like, I know it sounds crazy, but the more you move, the better it's going to get. And he's like, he hasn't been in that much pain, but the therapist told him he's like the weekend, usually day 3 and 4, no, I'm sorry, he got it done. So it's when day 3 through 5 are the worst days, and today's day 5, and he's in pretty good amount of pain.
Yeah.
Today, he hadn't been taking any pain meds. He'd just been taking like Advil.
Really?
And he'd been fine. And he said today he was in so much pain he took a pain pill.
Yeah.
And because he said he couldn't hold it anymore. It was getting pretty rough. So hopefully that'll ease off after this week, and he gets physical therapy once a week. They come to the house and do that, and then I think they said within like, what did they say? I think like within like 3 weeks, he'll be able to pretty much do everything. Like
Pain free?
not well, yeah, but like to an extent, not
Yeah.
really like push it. And then after about 6 weeks, they were like, "You'll be
good to
you'll
go.
be good to go.
You'll be running marathons.
Don't be like they're still like they're like take it, do stuff, but like don't go full in,
Yeah.
But they're like, you'll be able to do everything.
Dude, it's crazy how far like modern medicine has come.
It's wild.
My gosh. Didn't that what was that thing they used to do to you? Like it's like they would drill like through your eye almost.
A lobotomy?
Yeah, that's it. I don't even know what it was for. I don't think
Mix
it ever
your
worked.
brain up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like
it never worked. It never made anybody
I
right.
didn't know what they were. What were those? What were
Mental,
they to cure or
mental
cure?
health problems. You have,
They solved some and created 80 more.
yeah. You have, what would you say?
Like here, you got some negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Here now you can't
You
think.
suffering through depression? Let me put your brain in this KitchenAid. Make a nice dough out of it.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's crazy. Wasn't like one of the Kennedys? Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it was one of the Kennedys. I think one of their daughters, a daughter or a wife of one of them, or something like that.
Yeah, some family member.
Yeah, and I don't think they ever brought her back out. I think they kind of swept it under the rug, kind of kept it hid. I think is what took place with that.
Yeah, we had to take Carter to the hospital Thursday night.
He didn't get a lobotomy, did he?
What's today? Yeah, he's sitting at the house. He ain't moved since he got it. What is today? Sunday?
Yeah.
So it's Thursday night. We had a basketball game in Hart County, and he got somebody was reaching in to like steal the ball from him, and somehow or another their arm caught his nose, and I couldn't really see exactly what happened, but I could see that it was bleeding. And then it was like there's only like 30 seconds left of the game at this point, so they walked to the locker room, and then I see the kids finally coming out, and Carter still hadn't come out. It's like, what the heck? It's taking so long. And then one of the players come and got me. He's like, Carter wants you to come in there. And this was probably 30 or so minutes after it happened. Like his nose is still just pouring blood. And I was like, my gosh. And then I got to looking up in there. It's like, man, that is not like one side is like massive on the inside. It's like really swollen. The other side is like uh other side was like clear. So like we drove all the way to the house and it's still just bleeding.
Dang.
Like dang. Usually a nose like if you get hit in the nose, it's
It'll stop. Yeah.
yeah. After a point, it's gonna stop. But,
Yeah.
his just kept on bleeding, kept on bleeding. I was like, well, I could tell like the bone, or it wasn't broken, but I was like, maybe he's tore his septum or something. And but no, he ended up being all right. They just said his septum was really swollen. And that's where the bleeding was come from. But when he gets older, he's gonna have to have a like a deviated septum surgery.
Didn't you have that?
Yeah. Dude, that sucked too. It sucked the healing time. That sucked.
I've never had anything like that done. And I was reading over that today, actually. It's funny you say that. I've never broke a bone. I've never done anything like that. And apparently that's some kind of spiritual meaning.
Really?
Yeah. It's like if you've never broke a bone, you are, they say like it.
Did you die young or something?
You're heavy. Well, I hope not.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
I'm knocking on death's door, if so. But it was, what was it? It was like it was, you're heavily guarded, is what it said. It was one of those astrology things, I guess. And it was like, you're heavily guarded by angels and watched over closely.
Really?
That's what it said. I would have to be from all the stupid stuff I've done in my life, because I should have done been dead.
I don't know how. Never broke a bone. Like with all the crazy stuff that we've done, on all the stuff that you've done throughout your life and never broken a bone or anything.
Yeah. I used to jump off roofs. I think I said that in one podcast. I used to jump off the house roof all the time.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I was at one kid's house one time. I was probably 10 years old. And I jumped out the window because his mom locked us in the room, told us not to get out of the house, not to get back out. We were in trouble.
It's entrapment.
And that's what I'm saying. I need to go back. But I took and we got in trouble for something, and I jumped out the window, and we just ran around I ran around the house, and he jumped out with me, but he was shorter than I was, and I jumped back up in the window. He couldn't. And like there was a rose bush right outside the window, so it was full of thorns. And he was like jumping up, and he was like getting poked by thorns the whole time. He was like, I can't get back in. I was like, dude, like, just let me help you. I was like, just let me grab you and pull you up. Like you jump. I was like, I'll pitch something out. We'll tie something to it, a string or something. I was like, and we'll pull it back in once you get up. He's like, I can't do it. It's like, you would think we were on the Titanic and he was drowning. But I was like, whatever. I was like, just go do it. He just like walks around the house. I was out here looking out the window, watching him. He walks around the house and goes to the door and just knocks on the door. And it was like, you heard his mom, somebody's here. My name's Jeff. And he opens the door. They open the door and they're like, what are you doing? They were like, we told you to stay in your room. How'd you get out of the house? And he was like, we jumped out the window. He was like, Cody jumped back in. And it was like, but
like, no, I didn't. I've been in here the whole time, just like you did.
Like, I couldn't get out. I couldn't get back in. Dude, he comes back in the house. His mom comes in there and didn't even knock on the door. She just barged in through the door. And she was like, I guess it was monkey see, monkey do, wasn't it? I was like, what?
Said that to you?
Yeah, I was like, what? She was like, she said, that's it. I told y'all to stay in this room, get your stuff, I'm taking you home, you're never allowed out here again. And I said, whatever.
Like, well, it got us out of the room.
Yeah, and so I go, they literally take me home, and she was like, what did she say when they dropped me off? I can't remember because I was young. She said something. She was like, uh, just it wasn't nothing mean or anything. It was
Don't
just
come
like a
back.
plain like uh, uh just generic.
Farewell.
Yeah, you know, and I never talked to them again. I don't think anybody. I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't think anybody ever went back over there that I can remember. Because dude, the night
The
one,
last
the
straw.
another time they done kicked somebody else out from staying because we had one night we were over there and one guy while we were one person was singing this stupid song at like 10 o'clock. They were like wanting us to go to bed. It was like 9 o'clock. They were like, y'all go to bed. It was 4 10-year-olds. We were not going to bed at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And
What a party pooper.
we were laying in the bed and like they had bunk beds, so we had like a air mattress in the floor and then the bunk beds were full. And we were sitting there watching TV, playing. I think it was like at the time it was like Nintendo 64 or
Yeah.
PS1 or something. And he was sitting there singing that song, and his parents kept barging in there, dude, like pissed. They like barged in there and they were like, "We done told y'all to shut up, be quiet, and go to bed." And he kept doing it, and they came in there again. They like yelled, and it really bothered that one. And he he wasn't never allowed back after that. Never allowed back. And then I was up next to bat, and they kicked me out. And then nobody else ever went back. And
Dude, sounds like
I
a
seen
prison.
them. Oh man, it's been a couple years back. I mean, the guy I still talk to the guy. I still, I mean, if I see him, man, I'm not seeing him in a while. But I mean, still, even after that, I still talk to him. We weren't friends very long after that, like close friends. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. And but I seen him a while back. It was years. I'm not saying anytime soon, but it was like 10 years ago, maybe. And they came up to me and they like poked me on the side. They were like, "How are you?" And I just turned around and looked at them. And I just went like, "Yeah." And I just kept walking. Like, I didn't forget what you did.
Dude, why would you want to be like that?
I
As
don't know.
parents?
And
Yeah.
it was like everybody else was the ones that got in trouble besides,
It was never their kid that got in trouble?
not at those times. Because, like, at that point in time, he didn't really do anything that first time when he was singing that song. But now the second time, he did exactly what I did. And I'm the one that got the blame for it. I'm like, it's not my fault that he jumped out and couldn't get back in.
Yeah.
You know?
I would hate to be like that as parents. Like,
Oh, dude, forget that. I
Dude,
wouldn't do
just
that to
have
my
no
kids
fun.
or their friends at
No.
all. Like, if they do something stupid, yeah, I'm going to fuss at
Yeah.
them.
But,
But
that's different.
nothing, just
like
being
that
a
over
kid.
nothing.
I mean, literally, that was doing nothing. And I'll never forget that. And Kate had something like that happen to her, too. We were talking about that one time. Talking about, like, how when parents, when you were younger, like, other kids were, like, be really rude and mean. And it was like, that would last on you for forever. And it was like, you really figured out who they were at a young age.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't act like that.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I can remember, I can remember, like, going to, people's houses. Well, I didn't really go to a whole lot of people's houses except for yours.
Yeah.
But like going to other people's houses and stuff, not your parents and like that, but like the parents just being like, mean or rude
Yeah.
in a way or something. And yeah, like I still remember that.
Yeah. You do. You'll never forget it. It'll always play in your head. I don't ever remember anything like that ever happening at your house. Never. Or I don't ever remember anything like that. If anybody got in trouble at my house, it was me. All the freaking time. But,
Oh man.
anywhere else,
Code?
yeah. You're that stomping on the freaking floor
Do you remember
upstairs to get your attention.
when we come to my house, like we would, I don't know why, but we would go out in the middle of the night and just walk up and down
You
the
go up there and
road.
get a drink.
Yeah. I don't know why that was so cool and
We were just, it's just like the same time that we took and went over at like midnight one night, snuck out of my house and got in the Yamaha Rhino and drove it to T-Mart and came back acting like we just launched a rocket to the
Yeah,
moon.
just freaking stoked.
We were freaking out, man.
I
We
don't
were like,
know what it was
and
about.
then we drove on down the road, and my step grandpa came running out of the house with a gun. You remember
Oh
that?
no, I don't. Down, further down.
Down past the barn. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and he thought he stopped us. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I thought somebody was stealing it." He was like, "Y'all just be careful." He's like, "I just thought somebody was stealing it."
He starts just shooting.
That'd have been bad.
Yeah, we were always sneaking out in the middle of the night to just go.
Never doing anything really stupid.
No.
I mean, seriously. I mean, we thought it was wild at the time.
Yeah.
But you look back on it, and it really wasn't anything stupid. I mean, it was just something we thought was like kind of rebellious and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just doing that and like. But, dude, now I couldn't. And I mean, like thinking back on that now, that's the first time I've thought about that in years. But thinking back on that, and then like what I just said about what happened when I was a kid, in that instance, it's like I did nothing like that to ever get fussed at in the way they did. You know what I mean? It just they went a little overboard. I mean,
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
yeah, I'm not. I don't strive to be like that. But
Yeah, whenever Carter and Kendall get older, well, I mean they already have friends that come over now, but like I like being that fun parent. Like if y'all want to go outside, we'll play basketball. Like I want to like do stuff with them. Like I want to be a part of the group. I don't want to
be
feel
clingy.
left out. They're out there playing basketball. I'm just sitting there at the window and crying. Wish I could
Hello,
play.
darkness, my old friend.
But yeah, I like
Rain. You're out there pouring. You're filming it and pouring water on the window while you're just sitting looking outside. It was raining over the house while y'all were out there. Look at me. I'm soaking wet.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
that type.
I like being that fun parent. Like I'm not gonna be overbearing, but I mean, unless they're doing something stupid or to
Yeah.
get themselves hurt or someone else hurt,
Yeah.
I go out there and freaking hit each other with sticks. Or
When
something.
So like when they get older and he's like 16 and they're trying to go to a party, or you're gonna be like, yeah, guys, let's go.
Can I go? Next time you guys hear about a party, then let me know.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Man, that terrifies me. The thought of
Them partying?
yes.
I doubt it's gonna happen. Their kids don't do that stuff anymore. I mean, like if they do, it's like they don't do like field parties or things like that. It's like they do rough stuff. Like it seems like because I know some. I've had to dealings with some like younger, like around the 17, 18-year-old mark,
Yeah.
and they're like, people don't like. They're like, there's nothing like that anymore. Because I tell them, I'm like, what do y'all
Crazy.
do for fun, like on the weekends? He's like, nothing really. He's like, we might go. He's like, they play Xbox and stuff a lot and gamed, and he was like, we might go bowling or go somewhere like that. But really, we don't really go anywhere. I was like, yo, nobody has any field parties or nothing like that. And they were like, no, not really.
Dude,
He's
that's
like, I was like,
crazy.
even not to. I mean, like, it was fun. Like, I mean, you would go sometimes and like just go to hang out. Like, not go. You never. There was times you never went to do anything. Just go out there and hang out because everybody and their brother was there.
Yeah.
And you would go out there and hang out till 11, 12 o'clock and go home and do nothing. Like literally just sit there by the fire and listen to everybody and watch everybody.
Yeah.
And there's
Just hanging
plenty of,
out.
yeah, there's plenty of times did that. But like they don't do nothing like that. And I was like, he asked me, he's like, what did y'all do when you were 16, 17, 18 years old? I was like,
Get blackout drunk.
oh man, I was like, there was wild times back then. I was like, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, but now, I was like, I'm glad that, I mean, everybody went out and did those experiences. The majority of people have that I know. I know very few that didn't. But it would be a different world to grow up now.
Yeah.
Because, dude, the way I wouldn't change a thing about the way I was raised and grew up and the
No.
things that I did. I mean, I would probably choose a different route, but on some of the things, but the majority of it, I don't think I would. I mean, because it
No.
really, if I'll say this is the way I view it. I feel like if you're gonna do something bad, and like it's already in your system, if you're not wired to like not know when to stop, you're already destined for destruction.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
there's a lot of people that were like that until something really bad happened and it really opened their
Yeah.
eyes.
Calls them to stop.
Yeah,
And
but like there's a lot of times that people didn't, and they paid the price. I mean, they, unfortunate things happened that you hated happened,
yeah,
and
you hurt somebody else
yeah,
or
or you
something.
hurt somebody else or something like that, and then you wish, man, if I would have just stopped, and then that's what had to be running through the minds
Yeah.
is, if I would have just stopped, none of this would have taken place.
Yeah, and I don't feel like nobody does that kind of thing on purpose. Like, obviously, not going to purposely try and hurt somebody,
No.
but it's that point of taking it too far,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And I mean, it's like I feel like when you get involved in the moment, there's some people that they just like pushing that envelope a little bit further.
yeah, pushing the envelope got me 2 kids.
Yeah, yeah. Pushing them bed sheets back, but oh man, but how old were you when you had Carter? You and Tyler had Carter?
18,
How old was she?
17, 16, 17.
Ooh,
I could be off by several years. I'm not I don't really have the greatest memory. One time I fell and I hit my head, and ever since then it's just numbers, and my memory is just not what it has been. So I can't remember a whole lot. But yeah, no, I think it was 18, 16.
but no, dude, that's wild. I couldn't imagine me at 18. I mean, hey,
Oh man,
me at 18 having a kid. Holy crap. I
dude,
mean, oh my gosh.
dude, we were not. No, don't get me wrong. Like I would never, I would never, change a thing if I could, or I don't regret, having a kid or nothing like that. I love Carter and Kendall both to death. But if I could have waited a little bit longer, probably would have waited a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's not like I didn't know what caused it, but
Yeah.
man, it forced me to grow up real quick. I mean, I had to basically just go straight to work and you know get ready to prepare for a child.
Yeah.
And like it'll cause you to miss out on things that if your friends were still like going at that point going to college and partying and stuff, and if you don't have that, like you don't get a chance to do that.
No.
I mean, I
That's
guess you
that boat
could.
is sailed. Yeah. There's no going back on that. That's what I mean. I couldn't have imagined having a kid at that age. That was the last thing on my mind. Like, shoot.
I can't remember what your dad said whenever. 'Cause I remember whenever I first told your mom and dad, we'd come over there one day after school or something, and finally broke the news to him. Your dad's like, "Ooh boy," can't remember what he said, but it was funny. Ooh, you better get ready. I don't
my grandpa, he's passed away now, and he was it was my dad's dad, and they didn't get along for a long time until I got a little older. They kind of came back around, started talking again, and I'll never forget. He came around. I'd say he had probably 3 good years there before he passed. That he was around all the time, and we like went down to his house and stuff again and everything. And I'll never forget. Him and Dad were sitting there talking, and he said, Coy, what you gonna do? When he turns 17, because I was just like 14, 15 at the time when he passed. I didn't even, had my license, and I hadn't had it that long when he passed away.
Yeah.
But he was like, what you gonna do when he turns like, between 16 and 18? He said, and he comes home one day and says he's got a girl pregnant. Dad was like, I know what I'd do. Or his dad said, I don't know what I'd do. He said, because he'd have a lot of growing up to do and to get ready for a kid, and he was like, "Well, first thing you need to be thankful for is he didn't bring home a man." I was like,
Yeah,
you ain't got to worry about that.
that's
But
very true.
no,
Can't get a man pregnant
no, well, nowadays you can.
nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays,
Anything can happen.
people are pansexual out here
I don't even.
having sex with cast irons, whatnot.
I don't even
It's
know
a
what that
mess.
means.
I don't know, but that's what I think it means. And
Does that mean where you're not attracted to one or the other?
it's like you're just in love with whoever's loving.
All this stuff makes no sense.
I don't get it, dude. It's a weird time, but it's like everything's coming back around. Like, everything's circling back, I feel like, to how it used to be. Because all these words that everybody was like, oh, you need not to be saying that. That's hurtful to one group or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
I don't care if, all these people that are super sensitive and stuff, and like, you shouldn't say that. That really bothers me when people. So I mean, within limits, you keep it between the lines.
Yeah,
like, there are lines you can cross, but people that are like super sensitive, they're like, oh, they'll like go to wanted like a safe space for certain words and like all that stuff. Be like, oh, I can't deal with this. I need a safe space right now.
Yeah. Dude, it's so annoying.
Just shut up.
People are so like
being a pansy.
Sensitive. People are so sensitive and like care too much about offending, or they're so offended. They're offended so easily, and like they want people to walk on eggshells around them. Like, don't say this, or this.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna upset me.
Or like go back in high school and people be like, back when we were in school, be like, dude, there's a transsexual person over, and some be like, where? And then you'd be like, dude, they just transferred here or something like that. And somebody pointed over and be like, where?
Yes.
Like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, kids are we were so ruthless too. Like,
oh, dude, didn't care.
Gosh, we'd say anything.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. People.
Everybody's got soft skin, man.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they could go back to like the 08 through 2013 era.
Xbox Live party chat.
Oh, dude.
Or no,
now they have it to where you get like they're listening to your chats on there, like your and if you do something that like kind of breaks the code of conduct, they'll take your microphone rights away. What? I was reading. Yeah, it'll like cut your where you can't do like the what's it called now? The where you can talk in game, like in like BRs and stuff like that. What's it called? Proximity chat. Yeah. Or they could take that away, I was reading. I don't know how true that is, but somebody had to fact check that. But I'm pretty sure that that's a thing.
Dude, that's crazy.
I would have got banned multiple times.
Yeah, and you can't type, like, derogative messages to people.
Yeah.
Because several years back, well, not several years, this is probably, like, within 5 years ago, I got mad at somebody I was playing a game with, and typed some very ugly and derogative words to them, and I got banned for a week.
What? Yeah.
Man. Dude, times are changing so quick.
Oh, but like I said,
hopefully it does come.
It's like, dude, America went like full
soft.
I mean, dude, like it's nothing made sense the past like 4 or 5 years. Like people were turning into cats.
Oh yeah.
See guys out there freaking raising their leg, pissing on a fire hydrant. I mean, wearing dog leashes, being like, I'm fully submissive to my owner. And like, and there'd be women walking men dressed as dogs.
Yeah, that is weird.
And everybody was like, oh, this is America. Everybody else is laughing at us.
Yeah. Because you don't hear about that kind of, and maybe it still happens, but you don't hear about that kind of thing in, like, freaking other countries, like Russia.
Yeah,
They'd probably shoot you.
probably. Yeah. I mean that everything within limit. I mean if you're gay, be gay. If you're straight, be straight. Do whatever you're doing. I can't tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Like literally, I can't tell you nothing. Like it's not my right to judge you. It's not your right to judge me. Let live.
Yeah. But
Just do right
but don't tell me I have to call you a they them.
yeah.
And you're obviously a female.
Yeah.
Or
What are your what would your pronouns be?
Oh.
Like it's like people come up and ask you that. Be like, what's your pronouns? I watched a video here the other day. This guy was like, this skinny guy joined into this this chat, and it was these big like these women that were overweight, and that was what the whole chat was.
Yeah.
It was like overweight and gay club, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Well, I identify as gay." And they're like, "Okay, but you're not obese. You're not overweight." He was like, "I identify as overweight."
It don't work.
And she was like, "Okay, but that doesn't make sense. Why doesn't it?" And they're like, they didn't have any answers. Like he just kept coming back off with the same answers they would give with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to answer that without looking like a hypocrite.
Right.
And that's kind of what it did. And there's a show that came out. Matt Walsh did it. Have you ever watched any of his stuff?
Yeah.
Am I racist?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I've watched clips of that, and that is just, it shows how stupid people are.
Yeah.
Like, they are sheep.
I've been seeing the advertisements of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
I've watched clips of it. I've not watched it all, but I've just watched short clips on TikTok of it. And dude, from what I've seen, it floors me of what these people. It's like they put them in a circle, and we're like, it was like talking about how it's bad to be white and how you should feel bad about it.
What?
And like he was filming it. It was wild, dude. I mean, just the answers that some of these people were giving. I wish I could think of it. I probably couldn't find the clip. If I could, I would play it, but I can't find it because I can't even remember where I saw it. But
yeah, that's crazy.
It just floors me at the people that are out there, man. And
Dude.
It's like, what are you thinking? And like everybody's just like trying to raise their kids all soft and stuff. Like, heck no. You raise a fierce kid in today's society with thick skin and an aggressive tone to them, and they're going to dominate
Oh, yeah.
business and a work field when they get older. Because if you teach them that words don't hurt, only actions do, and they get out there and do that, and they're not afraid to cut throat at somebody because they're freaking being a pansy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Nah.
Yeah, Carter and Kendall, they get to bickering back and forth. Like, he called me dumb or he called me stupid. I don't know, something like that. I'm like, who cares? Ignore him.
Yeah.
Like, what does it even matter?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you can ignore him just like you ignore me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that kills me.
Yeah, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with being soft. I'm like, if something happens and it's didn't have a reasoning behind it, somebody just does something to you out of the blue, you better defend yourself.
Yeah.
You better stand up. Or like, I'm like, if something happens to somebody that can't defend themselves, I'm like, you better defend them. I said, and if the school calls me and tells me you got into a fight, and you tell me the reasoning behind it, and it's justifiable, if you get suspended, who cares?
Yeah.
You come home, we'll go do something
You
fun.
get a 3-day vacation.
Yeah. You ain't in trouble. Do what you want.
Dude, and I feel like a lot of people, too, like can't let stuff go.
Oh, they hold such grudges.
Yeah, like, I can, like, if I need, I can stand up for myself when the time comes. Like, if it's needed, yeah. With whatever aggression, like, you want to throw my way, I can throw it back.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm so good about, like, just, I'll let stuff roll right off. Like,
I do too.
Somebody can say something and it don't even bother me.
The older you get, the more you realize that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
My thing is like, and I'm still this way, I've always been this way, I can hold it in pretty good to try and, for the greater good, like, to let things roll over.
Yeah.
And maybe let somebody realize that, like, okay, this isn't really affecting them. Because most of the time, it's like if you do that, you kind of smart off back, kind of keep them in check or something. Like when I was younger, and I had a bad temper when I was younger. Never really got any fights because every time you ever really confronted somebody back, most of the time they were all talk.
Yeah.
They never would do anything, you know. And but the older I've gotten, the more I realize that I don't hold things. I've never been a person that holds a grudge. I've never been a person that holds anger in because, but if I do, if it keeps going on and on over time,
oh yeah,
and I hold it in, and
yeah, eventually
one day something's gonna be said by whoever it was that was doing all that or saying all that, and I'm just gonna snap.
Yeah.
And I'm not gotten to that point yet with anything really. I mean, you know, but if it did, I could.
Yeah, I mean, you can only hold stuff in for.
Yeah, I'm not the type of person to sit there and I don't do drama.
No.
It's ignorant. If you are a person out there that just loves to stir up drama and run your mouth and try and start something,
you are a problem.
Yeah, go. I'm not even gonna say what I want to say, but just go on somewhere. Like just don't.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no point in it.
Yeah, like those people who get to like bickering on Facebook.
Oh, I hate that crap, dude.
I'll read the comments, but like, why? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like if I'm scrolling on Facebook, I see something like somebody post something I don't agree with. I might go through there and read the comments and see what all people have said, but then I'll keep going. Because truly, I don't care enough to comment.
I've never cared enough to comment.
No.
Nothing. No. It's like none of that even matters to me.
Even if it's something like I know is factually the opposite of what they're saying. Like I know it's factually incorrect what they're saying. Why am I going to waste my time to get on there and correct them?
Yeah. What good's it going to do to you? Because then you're going to get drawn into it.
Yeah.
And then they're going to keep commenting back towards you, trying to get you to talk back, to catch you, try and catch you off guard and say something. And it's like, it's not worth it.
No.
I don't deal with those types of people. Anybody that thinks they have to be right in every situation and they're like, they think their way's the only way, and you can't believe a word that they say. They'll lie through their teeth about every situation. The majority of the time, man, I don't even care nothing about dealing with those people. It's going to gain me no ground. It's not going to gain. Yeah. You're literally wasting your breath talking to them. And they're never going to learn.
No, they're never going to, even if they know they're right, most of the time they're not going to admit that they're...
You mean know they're wrong?
Yeah, what'd I say?
You said if they know they're right.
Oh, yeah. No, even if they know they're wrong, but they're already so committed to...
the lie that they've done
they're not going to admit they're wrong.
Yeah. I've dealt with people like that multiple times throughout my life, dude. And I cannot handle it. I don't even want to be around them. I don't care nothing about it. I gain nothing from being around them.
Yeah. No, me neither.
Ain't going to do me no good.
So do you think World War III is on the horizon? Does it look like America or the world itself will not be in existence in 6 months to a year?
I don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of wild. You see all this stuff, like Russia launched those new IBCMs.
Yeah, ICBM.
ICBMs, I couldn't remember.
Ballistic missile.
That have nuclear capabilities on them.
Yeah.
Just showing that they could do it if they wanted to. That's not a good sign. And then everyone else kind of getting into something. It's like, I was watching a video and it was like, it's literally history repeating itself through World War II. The only thing that's different is North Korea sent troops to Russia. And they found the internet and they got addicted to porn. That's the only thing that didn't happen in World War II. In the lead to World War II, like Germany's government collapsed.
Yeah, they didn't have.
and they're having like a right wing uprising. That's that's like the whole Hitler kind of vibe back from coming back.
Yeah,
It's kind of
yeah,
not the same, but I mean it's kind of the same details, not the same kind of person, but the same details.
yeah, they never had nudie videos back then.
Oh yeah, they did. I'm sure they did.
Nudie videos?
Yeah, they had
So,
TV. Kind of like going
yeah,
to
I
the old
guess
saying. Somebody had to try it.
they didn't have them on the front lines.
Well, no, I mean you didn't have iPhones
You didn't
anymore
have
too.
you didn't have a
Somebody out there with a freaking
nudie video in your foxhole.
no, heck no.
My gosh, you wouldn't leave that thing.
I'd say they had some magazines though.
Yeah.
Look here, Tom. She's from 1942. But what a fox!
It is crazy times though, man. I think we're closer to a nuclear war than possibly we've ever been.
Let me ask you this. This is one thing that keeps resonating with me. Everybody keeps talking about, they're like, oh, it's the end of the world. Everything is leading towards the end of the world, towards how the Bible says it. I believe that. I do believe that to an extent. But I also believe that this isn't the first time this has happened. And to this degree.
Yeah.
And I also, this has been going on for years. The minute that I'm going to be worried about that is when they start announcing that the whole Middle East has come to a peace agreement.
Oh, yeah.
And it lasts. I'm going to be like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's time.
That's more concerning than...
But everybody's like talking about like the Star of Jacob was visual for the first time in forever since like Christ or something. I need to start writing this stuff down so I can really hit it off my head right off the top. But and then the huge something about the moon, the solar eclipse, all those things.
Yeah.
And then there was something in the Middle East that was found in like a template where like they said it was the biggest discovery for Christianity since the Dead Sea Scrolls. It was talking about, it was like it was the earliest dated piece that was talking about Jesus is God. It was the earliest thing.
It seems like I remember seeing something about that.
I've seen multiple things about it. It's not been on any big news outlets. It's been on, I've watched it on multiple, like, different biblical things and things like that. And,
yeah, I wish I could remember what it was.
But it was talking about how it was the oldest artifact discovered and that said Jesus is God, and talking that it was the biggest thing for Christianity found since the Dead Sea Scrolls. Also, they're talking about aliens in the ocean, and that's apparently something biblical.
Aliens in the ocean?
Yeah, it's talking about how God cast something down to the pits. Gosh, I need to start reading this stuff better and writing it down so I can remember it. But
talking about casting Satan?
So,
yeah,
some of that, and like how it's saying like all these aliens, and like how they just had a court hearing about it. They said there's unknown aircraft that just comes straight out of the ocean. So I don't think, we've only discovered a little bit of the ocean. So, like I think 10%. That's totally possible. I don't even know if it's 10%. I think it's 5%.
Yeah, I think.
It's not a lot. It's
less than 10, for sure.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you have to say? Because people are seeing these things, and there's video of it, and there's people talking about this from years ago. And even if you look at like artifacts, like you can see in cave drawings that people have seen big spherical
stuff in the sky,
things in the sky. And like when they talk about angels and stuff, it's like, they always said angels came up and said, first thing they always said, do not be afraid. And have you seen what the AI stuff depicted as like the Bible described angels? It's like big circles with eyes all over it, and it's like floating inside of a circle. It's like maybe that stuff kind of is resonating with one another. I don't know.
I find all that stuff fascinating.
I do too. Do you ever watch the AI Bible Like it talks about it reads through the Bible. It's a TikTok page, and it talks about. It says like what people think Satan looks like, and then it's like what Satan actually looks like according to a biblical scripture, um,
No, I haven't seen
actual
that.
biblical scripture, and it's like Satan. You picture Satan as this red, blood
Yeah,
red, big, bulky beast with horns and everything,
right.
and it's like it shows him. It's like what the Bible actually describes him as, and he's just like this beautiful angel in gold. And
Yeah,
it's like, and everybody was like, I don't believe that. Never. And then it's like, you think back, somebody commented on there, and they were saying that, well, if you really think about it, God said that Satan, the Lucifer, was the most beautiful angel.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
what can make you do something against your will better than something that you find
yeah.
beautiful?
He's the ultimate deceiver.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's wild. I don't know what to think.
I,
There's a lot of stuff out there, but I mean, going back to the main topic of it, the World War III thing. I think that I think it's possible. I really do, and I'm scared for it because not for me, but I mean like just you think
for
of
your
it like
kid
for your
and
kids
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Because like, what kind of world would it be if they nuked? Like, I mean, if they
oh
nuke
man,
something over there, it's not really gonna affect us over here. Obviously, it's happened before.
yeah,
But now the nukes are like
yeah. But
10 times bigger.
yeah, like the size of the nukes and stuff. And I'm pretty sure Nusa. I was trying to say nukes in Russia,
Yeah,
but apparently Russia has the biggest nuke. Uh,
available. Yeah,
yeah, it's called like the Tsar Bomba.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I can't remember how big, but it's like 100 or maybe 1,000 times bigger than
Little boy or
Hiroshima and
whatever, big boy, and little
Nagasaki.
boy that dropped
Yeah,
on down there. Yeah,
but you
yeah.
think about like the nuclear fallout that comes. Like if you like launching a huge nuke, I
But
don't even know.
did that happen in like Hiroshima and all that? We didn't have like what, nuclear winter.
No, but like the size of them now, I'm not saying it will. Like obviously I don't know a
I
whole
was
lot
just
about them,
curious.
but
Yeah.
like if depending on like how many and how big, like yeah, it could affect like the other side of the world,
Oh, I mean,
like just
yeah. I
from
mean,
the
if you
nuclear
drop,
fallout and
yeah. I
stuff.
mean, if they started shooting nukes at like the UK and stuff because they used their bombs and like and so that kind of what Russia just kind of declared a declaration, a revision of their nuclear deal
Yeah,
thing. If you use missiles that could attack us, even without nuclear capabilities, that gives us the right to use nuclear
yeah.
capabilities on you.
I think that's a point of no return.
Yeah, once
Like
that happens,
yeah,
there's no coming back from that.
and
And I
like
think like the radiation stuff, like letting it go, like what is it, like 14 miles is like where the thermal radiation will hit. Like everything in that range will just be just
oh like
destroyed.
the blast like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
and there's no telling. Like,
vaporized. We'll be
yeah,
like shadows.
yeah, on
Maybe
the
that's what
walls.
ghosts are.
I don't know.
People see shadows, and it's just people have been nuked.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really get. I'm not like afraid of the end at all. Really.
that's just what's gonna come during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean, hopefully, like if nuclear war started, you better be ready. If you don't know where you're going after you leave this earth,
yeah,
you better get right with God. That's the big thing.
for
You could sit
sure.
there and worry about this and that, and
Oh,
this and
it's
that.
inevitable.
But as long as you know where you're going, you do not have to be afraid. You not have to worry.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, it would probably suck, you know, being alive when a nuke dropped. Heck yeah, brother. We're rocking out over here. You got any Fergie on that phone?
No. I was writing a guy back about a vehicle. I had to read it. I actually accidentally opened up a different vehicle.
It's an apocalypse vehicle.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
Man. Yeah, our future in question.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't understand what I just don't understand. I think that all the world leaders should get together, and if you got a problem with one another, you fight.
Yeah. Fist fight it out.
Fight each other. Don't make some guy that didn't want to do something, like these poor souls that you're sending over there to die, don't make them go into it. You know what I mean? That's just stupid.
All the world leaders fist fight it out.
Yeah.
We would be screwed. Well, if that happened when Joe Biden was president.
He still is president. That's what's going on.
Well.
And, that's why he told him that it was okay to use those...
let's at least wait until
those
after
bombs.
inauguration.
Yeah. I'd say they probably will. I kind of think they will. I kind of think they'll wait to see what kind of negotiations... Oh, well, no. What kind of negotiations will be had once Trump gets in office to see what kind of way they're going to lean.
Yeah.
If they want to keep going this route. But, I don't think it's ever going to... I don't know what's going to happen. But, like I said, it's kind of leaning towards that because, I think Italy is kind of like befriending China and just to make sure they're on good terms. And I think that's kind of some things that took alignment in World War II along those areas and things like that. I don't know. It's a wild time to live in.
Yeah, hopefully it all gets de-escalated and we can all live in peace and harmony and love one another and we can all be gay together. I think that means happy. Or that you love men or women.
Yeah.
So,
you love the same sex. That's what it is.
If you love the same sex, that's great. Let's all be happy.
Yeah.
Peace, love, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Ain't that a saying?
I don't know. I don't know if it is. Sounds kind of gay to me, but...
Yeah.
Gay? But I don't know. It's just a different time, man. Different time. It's weird. You wouldn't think when you were a kid you'd be worried about this kind of stuff, or even talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are.
I don't know if you can escape. I don't think you'll ever escape. You're not going to escape. You're going to die.
Eventually, you will die.
Yeah. Hopefully later rather than sooner.
Yeah.
But,
just be prepared. Know where you're going.
Yeah, be prepared. That's the main thing. That is the main thing in that whole spiel there.
You want to announce our new segment thing? Do you want to do that?
Well, don't you think we kind of need to
ask people to send?
Well, yeah.
Send them in?
Well, let's wait on that one.
Okay.
Let's wait on that.
Rain check on that.
Yeah, let's wait on that. But we could start with this one. We got a segment here. We're going to start pulling into it. And tonight's segment that we're going to do, sponsored by the Fit Tech Podcast, is what would you do? So we're going to come up with a scenario, and you're going to tell me what you would do in said scenario.
Just off the top of your head.
Just off the top of your head. Right off the top of your head. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go? You want to go first or me?
Doesn't matter. Wherever you want. You got one in your head already?
Yeah. I keep scenarios in my head.
I'll let you go. You go ahead.
Okay. What would you do? 2 a.m. You wake up. You hear something knocking on your door. And you kind of wander in there. And you always take a peek before you look through the door.
Yeah.
You always go to a window or something, you kind of peek around. And it's an old up, hairy guy.
A what?
A old up, like he's oily. Like this, and I ain't
like
talking,
oil,
I ain't talking
talking about
15W40. Yeah. And he's opening, and like he's just beating on the door. You're home alone. And you don't know if you locked the basement door. You go to the front door, and you see him peek through the window, and he turns real fast and sees you in the window. And then you jump back, and you see him zoom around.
Oh gosh.
He busts in through the basement.
Oh boy.
What do? What would you do?
I get naked. Oh no! Did you want me? Did you want to answer it first?
No, this is
Oh,
for you.
okay.
This ain't for me.
All right. So he's oiled up. Does he have clothes on?
No.
Is he bald?
No, he's hairy.
Oh,
You don't know. You think it's like a Bigfoot at first.
Oh, like a Sasquatch.
Like a 6'6" guy.
I run to my bedroom.
And he says nothing. And your guns are in the basement.
And he guns in the basement.
Yeah, guns are in the basement. I left that part out.
Gosh. I would like to say I would do something very heroic and go down there and defeat him like David defeated Goliath. But I would grab my kitchen table and all the chairs and I would barricade the basement door shut. I would also grab the couch and I would barricade the front door shut. Do the phones work or do the phones not work?
Your phones work.
Okay. I'm calling.
But you're on minutes. Like the old times. You only had like a track phone.
I call 911. I say, send help. And then I get underneath my bed and I hide and wait for the authorities to show up. Because I do not want to find myself in my basement with an oiled up, hairy man who's probably larger than me because I'm not a very big guy. And I know what happens to small people in like prison and stuff. And I would be afraid that would happen to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to choose the coward's way out and hide.
Okay. All right.
What would you do?
Oh, I gotta answer it?
Oh, do you not want to answer?
Oh, I didn't know that's how we were gonna do this. Okay, yeah, I'll answer it.
I couldn't do nothing heroic.
Okay, first thing, guns in the basement. I'm upstairs. First thing I do, we have a sleigh bed. Basement door's unlocked. Didn't know it. And I'm going to go a step further. I'm not coming down here. I can't barricade the door because I have no door up through my basement. It's literally a door and then steps. I'm not coming down here to lock the door before he gets up to the steps. I hear the door kick open. I hear him coming up the steps. He slips because he's so oily. So I go into the bedroom, break a bedpost off. Come in through here. First off, while I do that, I grab a cast iron skillet. He comes up the steps, makes the corner. First off, bam, cast iron to the head. Then I create an illusion. I have the bedpost. I rear back over my head like so, and I throw it like an axe. Hit him right in the dick. He cripples. I go and get hairspray. Can of hairspray. 2 cans of hairspray. My wife's a hairdresser, so we got hairspray in the house, all kinds of it. I get 2 cans of hairspray. I roll one over at him. I catch the other one. I grab a lighter off of the countertop, and I light the first one, light this, and then shoot the flame at the can of hairspray. It explodes, catches his oiled up, ugly self on fire. He falls down the steps, breaks his neck, and I teabag it.
Sets the house on fire.
But I win. That's what I do in that scenario.
I don't know that you could do anything different, really.
In my scenario or yours?
In yours.
I don't know if I could either, because I think that's all people that would doubt that, try me. That's all I have to say. So, your turn.
Oh man.
Let's hear your what would you do? This is how we're going to end out the podcast. We're doing this. We're going to do a segment every podcast, and we're going to do different ones throughout. We're not going to always do the same thing, and we might. It just depends if it turns out good. But go.
Yeah, and then if you guys have great ideas for a what would you do segment, let us know. We will pick.
Yeah, on any of the socials, anything. Yeah. TikTok, we'll post the what would you do segments on TikTok. You guys comment on there. Kind of tell us what you would do in those situations, and then give us some ideas for some what would you do, and we will go into we'll write them all down, and we'll write the names of the people that gave them, and we'll put it in a bucket, and we'll just kind of draw when we get enough, if we
Yeah.
get enough.
Give you a
And
shout out.
we'll say this is this person, and what would you do? And then we would want your answer as to what you would do in that situation.
Yeah, because we
as
gotta
well.
know if yours would be better than ours.
Yeah.
You know, because ultimately we're preparing society for these situations.
Old
that
up deaf guys.
You know, he was deaf.
No, he might have been. I never got the chance to talk to him. He might have been because when he was falling downstairs, he was yeah. But
All right. So what would you do? It's nighttime. It's fall. You're wandering through the woods. You're tracking a deer. Say you shot a deer. You're tracking it through the woods. You have wandered miles. You've gotten lost. You see a fire up ahead, and so you start walking towards it. You don't have your cell phone on you. You left it in your truck, and you stumble upon a satanic ritual in the middle of the woods. You have all these people huddling around this fire, chanting abracadabra or something like that. All of a sudden, you're trying to creep up to it because you don't know what's going on. Then all of a sudden, you step on a stick, and then all of a sudden, they all turn and they're staring at you.
Oh, okay.
And then next thing you know, they start all running after you. Where do you go?
How many? I need to know the amount. We have to have the amount.
8.
8. Do I have my gun? You didn't leave that.
Yes. You have your gun. You only have 3 bullets.
That's what I was going to ask. How many bullets do I got? All right. Well, let's start this scenario. Okay. Well, it's dark. So your gun is essentially useless with a scope. Did you bring a pistol or do you just have your gun? Well, you said you have your gun 3 bullets. That's what we're going to go with. We're going with 3
bullets. You do have a hunting knife.
You have a... Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. First thing I do, I run. While I'm running, I get my gun off my back. I because most of them have iron sights still. When you take the scope off, they have iron sights. Snap the scope off. Just drop it. Who cares? What? I'll go back. Maybe not. But I get to a distance. There's usually random brush piles in the woods where trees have fell, whatnot.
Yeah.
They're going to have flashlights because they're looking for me.
And while they're chasing you, they're screaming in some other language.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're saying.
Are they men or women? We never answered that. Probably both. Let's just go all the varieties. We'll go both. Yeah. A couple of he-she's in there. But I've got my magazine already loaded, already got one in the chamber. I rip my scope off, got my iron sights. I wait for one of them, and I'm using the moonlight. I wait for one of them with the flashlight. I try and get myself a distance from them because they're obviously going to split up. They're not going to stay in the same situation. They don't know what I'm capable of. So, obviously, they're going to know where I am when I fire the first shot. Take the last one that comes along. Say there was 8 of them in total. Say they split up into 2 groups of 4. Catch the last one. They're probably standing side by side just like this. One of them sitting here and one of them sitting there. I'm off to the right so I can get 2. Drop 2 of them. Collateral right off the first shot. The other 2 freak out and they start running towards that gunshot. Pull them back because they don't know. They just know the general vicinity. I get low-lying limbs most of the time. There's a bunch of them. Grab one. He comes running through. Let go. Pop him in the head. He drops. She drops. Don't care either way. Throat slit. Catching the other one with the second bullet. Those 4 eliminated. Go to the other 4. They hear all the gunshots. They're coming over there. I yell something that would attract them to me closer. Satan's over here. Then they come towards me. Try and catch another collateral. If not, I get 1. Take the other 3 and take a stick because they probably don't have any weapons. They're just going to try and catch you and bring you back to that.
No, they just have black robes.
Yeah, black robe. So take a broken stick, about the size of about maybe 2-3 inches in diameter. Good green stick, not a dead limb.
Yeah.
Take it, whack one of them in the head, drop him. The other one's going to come running at you. Pull out your knife real quick, stab him in the stomach, and then probably get knocked out by the last one. They drag me back, and he tries to use me as a sacrifice for the others to come back.
He set you on fire.
And he tries to set me on fire. And I feel like in that instance, I think when he least expected it, because he's going to have to be a pretty good man to lift me up. I'm 6'4", 220.
Yeah,
So
you have to be a large man.
when they get me lifted up, I'm going to, I feel like I would have a chance that when he was trying to use me as a ritual that I would be able to come back unless he slit my throat before going all the way out of consciousness to give him a good fight for his money. There's my scenario.
I feel like that's pretty likely too.
I do too. I really don't feel like that's what's going to get you killed in that situation is not using your surroundings. They don't know where you are. You're in camo.
Yeah.
They're in black. They're going to have flashlights. You're not going to use your flashlight. You're going to use your senses if you're smart. You can't use a scope at night. Take your scope off. Use your iron sights.
Yeah. No, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty likely.
I'm dangerous.
You might need to be locked up.
I can get you when you
If another country were to get their hands on your skills,
you'd have some dangerous Marines.
John Wick better look out.
Heck yeah. You better not take my dog.
Yeah. Or your car.
Yeah. So, okay, what's your situation?
Oh, man. Okay, so there's 8 of them. They're huddled around the fire. I'm walking up.
And they don't have to do the same thing they did in my scenario. 4 of them don't have to come